Listen on radio, smart speakers, and our free mobile app, WSKO Syracuse. A Cumulus Media station, the voice of the Central New York sports fan. The Score, 1260. Welcome to your home for local sports in Syracuse. Outside the Box Score with Mark Rowlands starts right now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Josh Boheim is here in studio with me, as always. Jim with an exclamative. That's
exclamative?
Exclamative?
Sure.
Wow, that's a word I can't say.
Exclamative? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not a word, is it?
He's there with an exclamation point.
I'm always here, Jim.
He said no Josh was minus 145 today.
God. Well,
Hey.
I mean, it is a big day today, Mark. It wouldn't be surprising to not see me.
Why is that?
It's the first night of WrestleMania tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is.
Big weekend.
So you just move into a new apartment and you'll be spending the weekend in Rochester.
That's right. Couldn't even spend last night. Got the, I went and got a mattress last week. Was like, all right, I'll pick it up on Friday. That's when we're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Get there, guys. Like, you bring the bag. You got to put it in a bag. I was buying it right off the showroom floor. I was like, sure. And he's like, well, if you don't want that one where people have, been sitting on it for the last 3 months, I got a new one right in the back. And I'm like, oh, you didn't have this? He goes, I just found it. I was like, okay.
Sure.
It's in a box. It's one of those ones that's got to like fold out.
Yeah.
And he's like, just a fair warning. Those things
Take
get a
a
little
couple
bit
of days.
Well, they take a couple of days and get a little bit of an odor on them. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, you'll know what I'm saying. I just give it like 24 hours. Don't sleep on that tonight. And I was like, okay. He goes, no, I'm serious. You're not going to want to sleep on that. I was like, oh, okay. So didn't even stay there last night.
So you drove back to Rochester last night?
No,
back
at the in-laws.
Oh, okay. Hey, you had a nice last night.
Yeah.
Did you watch one last movie?
No, he was exhausted.
Oh,
We
yeah,
ended
that
up-
makes sense.
I was meeting of the minds with the two parents last night.
Blows my mind that they've never met.
What do you mean? I mean, 5.5 years? Is that about the time you're supposed to introduce the parents?
I think Hayden's parents met mine after like 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, that seems normal.
Yeah.
It's nothing other than just, they live in separate cities. Mind you, of course, you're...
My girlfriend's parents live in Sycamore, Ohio, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Bishop Sycamore, I think. But, I don't know. It happens.
Bishop Sycamore. I
You
think.
remember the high school?
Yes, I remember the high school. Pat said Emily's parents have only met mine maybe once. They're in different states. So, I mean,
Yeah.
But I think Hayden's parents have met mine twice now.
You mean mine living an hour and a half away? They should have met before the 5.5 year mark?
Probably.
I mean, there's so much time. I mean, we don't got enough time in the day, right? I mean, what are you going to do? For what?
About weekend.
Why do they need to meet? They'll meet eventually.
Wait, when at the wedding?
When we die or something. I don't know. The funeral?
Not even the wedding. You're keeping them
The funeral.
The funeral, of course. Pat also said, looking good with the haircut, Mark. Psych, you look worse. So
That's crazy. He looks way better.
I love it.
Come on now.
As much as I like having long hair for a while,
Mm-hmm.
it really wears on you.
I will say, pulling the curtain back for the people, you sent a picture over in the Snapchat
Oh, yeah.
of your hair with a new twist on it, and I didn't know how to say. You didn't say you were into it or not, so I didn't know how to say "yikes" without saying.
It was like it could have looked worse. I
Yes.
feel.
Well, I wanted to say not terrible, but also that would have been like I hate it.
No, that's pretty much the vibe it was giving off. Was not terrible.
Yeah.
Before because he knew I was getting my hair cut, and obviously I have quite curly hair when it's long. She wanted to straighten it, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like we can do this, sure.
It was a look.
It was certainly a look.
I couldn't read you, so I didn't want to be like, that's terrible. I was just like, I'm a supportive guy, I'm like, looking good, fatty.
It wasn't great. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it. Certainly did not love it. We do have some sports things to talk about.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh.
Jim did ask, does Josh get his security deposit back from the bat place?
No, not yet.
Will you have
no,
to,
that
right?
lady, that scum lord,
They're bats.
Yeah, I don't know. We paid for April.
Oh
even.
yeah, that's right.
There's
You
a
had
whole thing.
Yeah, you had a whole thing where you had to pay the last, you had to pay the
we were supposed to
April's
get
rent.
that back. Dude, scumbag. Once I get her name, I'll start trashing her around here publicly. I don't care about her. I mean, she is just I forget her name. I don't know. Just a scumlord.
Pat says he's also in a security deposit dispute right now. Pat, congrats. Him and his girlfriend Emily just got a new place together.
Midtown?
Probably. I don't know what part of the
I just
city
assume
they're in.
Pat makes like $300,000. No, I don't know what he makes. Money's just so not real.
Grubhub, Pat's making $6-7 million.
Over fist,
yeah.
6-7 million.
I think he's the CEO of Grubhub now. West Village.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah. Oh, we've got another chatter in here. My good buddy Ryan Abbott.
Okay.
Who is currently in his quest across the country to drive to Alaska. If you live in a trailer, you don't pay rent. That is true, Ryan. Ryan, we need a location update. This was a thing I was going to do. I was going to start calling Ryan every week, and I totally forgot just to get an update on where he was. But then I kept seeing his girlfriend's or his fiance's Instagram story, or Instagram that she posts like every week, which is great. Love seeing the updates. But Ryan, we need a current location update.
Mm-hmm.
And when do you head for Alaska?
The North Country.
He is currently in San Francisco.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's just shooting straight up north now.
Yeah, I mean, from Syracuse, you're pretty close to Alaska now.
Yeah, comparatively.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've driven across the entire country. It's so cool.
That's great.
It was a great conversation when we I saw him like a couple weeks before he left, and he was like, "Yep, Mark, I'm moving back." And because they had been gone for a while, I was like, "Great, this is fantastic." He goes, "Yep, we'll be back in June." And I was like, "What? You're back now?" He's like, "Yep, we're home for a couple of weeks, gonna stay home for Christmas, and then we're driving to Alaska." Oh,
I had a aunt who lived in Anchorage for a long time.
Really?
Isn't there? What's the other big city out there? There's a couple of them, right?
Fairbanks?
I don't know. Anchorage, pretty good one.
Yeah,
Anchorage
is the big one, I think.
Oh, okay.
There's Nome,
Alaska.
Nome, Alaska.
Okay.
Pat says Juneau. I think that's the capital.
I don't know much about Alaska.
Yeah,
to be honest. I feel like it's the last frontier.
The only reason I know Nome is a place in Alaska is because of the Simpsons movie. When
is that where he has his epiphany?
Yes. Yeah, that's in Nome, Alaska. Yeah. Because they have like a joke like doormat that says "Dome, Sweet Dome." After they put the dome on it, and then after they leave, they have a joke doormat in front of their place in Alaska that says "Nome, Sweet Gnome." So that's the only reason I know that Nome, Alaska is a place. But there is sports news to talk about, specifically around SU football.
Oh, boy.
Massive transfer this week that we'll get into. But Trevor Pena, leading receiver for Syracuse last year, announced he is entering the transfer portal after being named a captain, playing in the spring game, and then just apparently decided to enter the transfer portal. And
did you see Fran talk about it?
Well, that's what we're going to get into in a little bit. Is Fran Brown went on a certain radio station that will not be named, and a competitor station, and discussed very openly.
Oh yeah,
Trevor Pena's entering of the transfer portal. I've got some of his quotes here, and really interesting thoughts on it that make total sense.
One really stuck out to me.
But we will get into that in a little bit. There's also the NBA playoffs are currently getting started. A couple of play-in games last night.
Big one last night.
Yeah, a couple of big ones last night. So we're going to talk about that, talk about the world of baseball, all sorts of stuff. And whatever you guys want to talk about, you can throw it in the chat. Of course, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Twitch and Twitter, you can find us at _box. Same handle for both of those. Oh, and we've also got to recap the Masters last week.
How could we not?
Incredible finish on
we
Sunday.
called it, Fetty.
We called it. We were red hot up until Sunday.
Now, is it something to say if you call it and you pick the odds-on favorite? Does it feel a little less?
Nah, he wasn't.
Was it Scotty?
Yeah, Scotty was.
Okay, then I'll take it.
He was not but just the guys we threw out there.
What an incredible run. If Lowry didn't absolutely collapse on the last day, we would have been like 5 for 5.
Yeah.
It was
nuts. If he didn't shoot an 81, which somehow wasn't the worst score of the week, thanks to Nick Dunlap's 80 on Thursday or 90 on Thursday. But if you want to check us out on Twitch or Twitter, that's at @marker_box and twitch.tv/marker_box. Or you can go to the Score 1260 YouTube channel. We've got a camera set up in here. That's why Pat tells me I'm looking good every week and then pulls the rug out from under me. Or if you want to call in, 315-671-1260. That's 315-671-1260. If you want to chime in on the phone lines, we will be right back. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score. Don't know.
I mean, you're in 2 bands now. You should.
I am in 2 bands. One of them we're not really looking right now. I think we hopefully have one before then, but our next scheduled one is July 16th. But I would like to get something before then. And I also don't think I'll be able to make that one. So that's like one of the 2 busy weeks I have. It's
a member guest or something.
A member that weekend, and so yeah, we got the Steelsmith member that weekend, and then also that weekend there's a wedding in Ohio
that you're supposed to go to.
Yeah, that I probably will.
Now, what's the hike over there to Ohio again? Like 10 hours?
No, it's 7.5.
Oh, okay, so it's not like Southern Ohio.
No, it's pretty central. Hour and a half from Cleveland.
I've tried to watch, like I told you last week, try to watch every Reds game I can now. So I watched a lot of them just on TV with her dad.
Yeah.
And he made a comment the other day. He goes, it was like Wednesday night or Tuesday night. And he's like, why is it dead? Nobody's there. And I was like, Cincinnati. I mean, it's like it's a low market, small market baseball on a Tuesday night, and it's cold. And he goes, I mean, this is the Reds. They got nothing else. I'm like, Pat, I don't know what you think. He's like, go to Yankees game. I bet you they got people. I go, it's New York City.
Yeah.
They have the second biggest attendance in the league.
Yeah.
I was like, even the Reds for small market, they were like 20th in attendance last year. I'm like, that's pretty good for them. On the weekends, they kill it.
It's a football town.
Right.
I mean, and he's like, I know it's all they got right now. But it's a Bengals town.
Now, yeah, for
nowadays,
sure. Yeah. The Reds have died in that city. But they're good. I mean, weekends, they do really good. But I'm like, yeah, Tuesdays, midweek at the Great American, pretty dead.
Yeah, you're not getting anything. You see Ellie hit a home run they didn't know it was a home run. That was
yesterday against the Orioles. I didn't watch that game with the move, but yeah.
That was funny. He was like on second base celebrating like he hit a double, and everyone's like, "Dude, you hit a home run." He's like, "No, I didn't."
It was a good game for him because he had been struggling.
Yeah, I've seen people saying send him down.
Well, those people need to be shot. But
those people are idiots.
Realistically, he could have probably used a rest day. I'd be shocked if he's not resting on Sunday.
Pat said NYC might be a golf town now.
Wow.
Oh, hey, the head of the Ryder Cup.
True. Did you see how many people? So I was just looking at attendance because whatever. The Dodgers average like 49,000 a night.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Even the Angels right now are like the second highest attendance in the league.
Yeah, that'll go down.
Sure. But it's just a wild turn of events.
That's just the Angels pretending like they have fans, which they don't.
Mike Trout. He's fun. He's fun.
He's
fun. Good.
He's got 7 home runs. He's hitting $170.
Is that good?
7 home runs, yes.
$170. I think that'd be 4th in batting average for the Reds. I think that'd be pretty good.
Was it Matt McClain or Spencer Steer just had one hit last week? Yeah.
He's hurt still, is what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say. I'm telling you, Stevenson comes back in this lineup.
Injury in his eyes? Is he blind?
No. Austin Hayes came back and immediately has had he's the best hitter on the Reds. He's in 1 week back. He's got like 2 home runs, 6 RBIs.
That guy's been solid for a while, and he just never really got a chance.
He had that one All-Star season in Baltimore. But yeah, he's just good.
Yeah,
no batting gloves is always a cool move too.
Always.
What a guy. Crazy too. They were talking about that kidney infection he had last year that kept him out most of it. And they were like, doctors were legit like, this could have gotten real bad.
Yeah.
Like almost like dire.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. I'm playing ball. I didn't know. He's like, I felt like fatigued every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude's just a baller. He was fighting through a kidney infection.
Speaking of no batting gloves, remember Evan Gaddis?
How could you not? Evan Gaddis, big old beard, right?
Yeah. My favorite stat about him is 1 year he led the league in triples with 11. He never had another triple. Which that guy hitting 11 triples, funny in and of itself.
I would have been shocked if that was his career.
Also, never hitting another triple is so funny.
It's like, nah, I was laid up at 2 after that.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Big news for Syracuse football as leading wide receiver Trevor Pena announced his entering of the transfer portal, over 900 yards, 9 touchdowns for Syracuse last year. Seems like there were a couple of reasons that might have played into his decision to leave. One of them, obviously, is the money. Fran Brown went on an unnamed radio station that and talked very openly about this. And he said, quote, "First off, I love the kid. We paid him enough. He was going to get paid more. There were some numbers that was asked of me that I didn't think we'd be able to do." So
was there also the quote in there of, I believe, paraphrasing, I know you're about to read the quote, but if the one that sticks out to me was, I ain't paying no wide receiver $2 million.
Yeah.
He's not making more than the coordinators.
Yeah. Which, fair. He said, quote, "That dude at Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, should be the only one asking for that kind of money."
Yeah.
Which, fair. Guy's tremendous, and he was a freshman last year. So, yeah, he's not going to pay a wide receiver more than his coordinators, and I think that's totally fair. Brown shared that Pena also expressed concerns about Ricky Collins, the new starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Quote, "How Ricky going to be good? He's super talented, but, like, would he be good next year and not this year?" Brown said. That was something that Pena came to him and said. And Brown responded, "That ain't your freaking job to be thinking that. I ain't got time for you to be doing all that stuff. When they start trying to do your job and think too much, you've got to go. It's no point in them being here." So Jim says, does anyone really think Pena asked for $2 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I think so. I think that stuff gets to your head. Totally.
Yeah. And I think it's a combination of the two things. And that he was questioning Ricky Collins' skill as a starting quarterback, which
we all are.
I think is fair.
Yeah.
Now, do I think Ricky Collins is going to be good? Yeah, I think he'll be solid.
Do I think he's going to break the ACC passing yard record? No.
Probably not. Yeah, he's not going to be Kyle McCord.
Sure.
They're two entirely different styles of quarterback.
Right.
We've seen Ricky Collins throw 7 passes in Division I college football. We don't know anything about him. We don't know if he can throw the ball. We knew Kyle McCord could throw the ball when he came in. And yeah, Ricky was an LSU recruit, obviously highly touted coming out of high school to go to a top-tier SEC level program. But yeah, we're not really sure what we're going to see. And Jim said, so having a concern if your QB can actually play isn't allowed. I don't think it's reason to seemingly partially ask a guy to leave. I'm not saying Fran did that, but it seemed like, all right, if you're going to, you got to be bought in. That's
Right.
Fran's whole thing with the dart and all this stuff is you have to be bought in to what I'm doing with this program.
Mm-hmm.
And he's said before, if you're not fully bought in, I don't want you.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. And yes, I do think he actually asked for $2 million.
I get what you're saying, Jim. Like, and those are kind of things like, I mean, even think of your own workplace, right? Because it's a job now, essentially, right? I know they're college athletes, but like it's a job.
Yeah.
If something happens in management, and you're like, not all the time, as much as you'd like to think, you can just be like, hey, this is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
You can't always be
You
that
can't
guy.
really do that.
So like sometimes you voice that thing, and you're like, what? What are you talking about? No, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that was the cause. I think, like you're saying, it's a mix of those things. But that's just one thing that makes a coach or, the organization kind of be like, well, this guy's, he's not really in.
Yeah, and Brown said he encouraged Pena to take the better offer, saying he believes in Jeff Nixon's offense and that players can step up to fill the production, which he has no reason to have any doubt in Jeff Nixon and the offensive coaching staff at Syracuse because of what they did last year. They took a guy in Kyle McCord who was very good at Ohio State, won 11 games as a starter at Ohio State University, and turned him into one of the top weapons on offense in the country throwing the football.
Right. I mean, Pena, even if you're questioning the quarterback play, I mean, you're by far the number one option.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
You're going to get your targets.
Right. I don't know. Like, maybe it's just he thinks Syracuse isn't there yet, and he can get into one of these top 10 programs, essentially, which Syracuse might be competing for next year. You'd hope, potentially.
You would hope potentially, but with that schedule and a new quarterback, who knows?
But they're on the ups, as we all say. Football is very confident now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, if you're not here for it, fine, great. I'm better off without you. I'm fine with the move. It sucks because Pena is, like, really good. A lot of fun to watch, too. You could tell last year, I thought he was, like, having a great time. Like, he always looked like he was having fun out there, which is important, I think. So, I don't know. Kind of sucks. I'm also, like, you can't always find a Kyle McCord in the transfer portal. Like, what is Fran to do, right? If a guy comes to you and is like, hey, I think our QB sucks, basically.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we can't just find a guy who won double-digit games and we think's really good all the time in the transfer. Like, Ohio State that was an odd move to move on from Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
You don't always find these gems in the transfer portal.
I think part of it might have been Leva entering the transfer portal from Tennessee.
Thought he could get them.
I'm wondering if, and nothing was said about this. This is entirely speculation on my part. I'm wondering if maybe he said, like, why start Ricky if we can go and get that guy?
Yeah.
Maybe he does take less money if he goes and gets that guy. And who knows? Because seemingly everyone that he was interested in is not interested in him. The only school I haven't heard that's, like, totally shut him down is Syracuse.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, UNC, he was all gung-ho about UNC, and
Belichick was like,
nah. Belichick was like,
we don't need that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You think that guy's going to gel with Bill Belichick?
Yeah, no, not at all. And Jim said, note to Josh, moving on did kind of work out for Ohio State, which, yes, it did. They did win a national championship.
Sure.
And Will Howard was solid, but in my opinion, that Ohio State team wins a national championship with Will Howard or Kyle McCord.
Right.
So,
I hear you though, Jim. Good point. It was odd. I thought.
Yeah, it at the time it was very odd. And Pat says this year is going to be a dud, and that's going to be fine. We got to gear up for next year. Which
Pat's taking on the season already?
Maybe, like, would I be shocked if Syracuse won 9 games? Absolutely shocked? No. Surprised? Yes. Would I be shocked if this team won 6 games? No. What? They have one of the 5 toughest schedules in the country.
Schedules shouldn't matter. This is where you got to believe in the team.
Yeah.
We're going to just be better.
That's what the hope is. But also, when Murad Watson, a freshman All-American, decides to enter the transfer portal too, that's pretty tough. So now you got a star linebacker entering the transfer portal too after his freshman season. That's not great.
So you keep bringing up the schedule. with good reason. Have you seen the home games that they got?
I can bring it up.
They get UNC on Halloween, and that's about it.
Yeah.
All the rest are just those garbage, like Army, Cole, like whatever essential games that are just like not exciting games to go see in the Dome.
Yeah,
Kind of sucks.
the home schedule isn't great, but so they had the spring game last week, which we totally did not talk about. It was last Saturday, and I just
The Masters was on.
Yeah, exactly.
What were we supposed to do?
Also, I do not care about spring football.
No.
So yeah, you start the season with Tennessee in Atlanta.
Sure. We don't have a quarterback. We got Ricky.
Then you got UConn and Colgate at home. All right, cool.
Great.
Then you go to Clemson.
It's a tough one.
You come back home for Duke.
What day is that game?
The Clemson game?
Mhm.
September 20th.
Okay, no religious holidays around then. Dabo's going to be locked in. We're going to be tough on that one.
Come home for Duke, which who knows with Duke's football program. They're either good or they're not. Then you go to SMU.
Tough one.
Real tough game.
Okay.
Home for Pitt, which Pitt demolished us last year.
Yep.
That was the Kyle McCord 5-interception game.
Who could forget?
Go to Georgia Tech, which we beat Georgia Tech last year.
Probably our easiest away game so far by a long shot.
Yeah. Beat Georgia Tech last year, but solid program.
Mm-hmm.
Home for North Carolina and Bill Belichick on Halloween, like you said, which that'll be so fun.
Isn't that is that on a Saturday? Or it's not?
I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's a Friday.
Yeah, that could be a fun one.
Yeah, Friday night, Halloween. You go to Miami. You go to Notre Dame.
I mean, what the hell? Not only is it a tough schedule, they're all on the road.
They're all on the road. That's what makes it such a tough schedule. You've got to go to Miami, go to Notre Dame, go to Clemson.
And even like your one competitive
go to Dallas for SMU.
Is UNC.
And then you finish the year at home with Boston College.
Bill O'Brien at Boston College.
Yeah. A BC program that's on the up.
Yeah, but it's pretty tough. But this team should be good. I still expect greatness. I don't care about the schedules. Your team is good. I respect the coaches. I need to see it.
Out of Tennessee, Clemson, SMU, UNC, Miami, and Notre Dame, out of that grouping, you're hoping for 3 wins.
I mean, we've seen a lot of Fran Brown over the last year. We've learned a lot about him. Do you think Fran Brown looks at this schedule and goes, well, we can at least win 5 games? There's no way that's what he's thinking.
And
he's trying to win every game. This is what we want.
Jim says, where does 9 wins come from? That's strictly faith in Fran Brown to figure it out. Based on what I saw last year. That's where maybe you could get to that point. I'm more realistically thinking 6 or 7.
Why? I mean, you lose your starting quarterback, running back, wide receiver now. You lose your entire offensive trio, and Gadsden's gone. I mean, complete rehaul. What's not to love about this team, Mark? Have some gosh darn faith.
I don't know, man. There's still more moves to be made. That's the thing, is
they got cash to throw.
We don't know what this roster is going to look like come August. We really have no idea. And coming off a great year with a much easier schedule. A quite easy schedule. But coming off a great year with a coach that I think is really good and a guy that I would run through a brick wall for. Man, it's looking tough this year. And you know what? With that schedule, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
If it's got to be a quote-unquote rebuild year, I'm okay with that.
On a quick separate note, I mentioned Gadsden leaving.
Yeah.
Thursday is the NFL draft. Have you seen anything on some mocks for him?
I saw 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a team's going to be really happy to get him.
I think so, too.
I think he's such a versatile talent.
Yeah, I think you get him in like the mid to late 5th round. I think you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw similar numbers for LaQuinn Allen and the defensive back that I'm drawing a blank on his name. But yeah, I saw those. I'm seeing McCord in the 3rd, which I think is just way too late.
Dude, somebody's gonna love Kyle McCord.
Yeah,
he's so good at throwing the ball.
If the Giants pick him up in like the 3rd round or something, like
imagine Kyle McCord with some actual pass protection. He did all of this last year, running for his life.
Yeah.
I mean,
With a terrible offensive
that O-line was pretty bad. You set the passing mark. I mean,
I think you get him a decent offensive line, and that's the problem of him. Like, if you were to go to like the Giants, I'd be like, ugh. But get him somewhere with a decent offensive line. I think he can succeed in the next level. And more like national guys are getting higher and higher on Kyle McCord.
Did you watch his QB camp?
Not yet.
I haven't either. I saw the swag bag he sent though.
Yeah.
That was sick.
But yeah, I just heard Herb Street talk about him. Kuiper loves him. Like, a lot of these draft guys are starting to get higher and higher on Colin McCord. So who knows? Maybe he'll rise.
I assume by the end of that camp, he had John Gruden feeling nicey.
Got me feeling nicey. Gruden's resurgence at Barstool has been something to watch.
I mean, he's just kind of out of it. Like he's kind of off.
Oh,
somewhere in the brain. He's not wired.
He always has been.
Yeah.
He's always been that way. But
I need a little bit of that.
I gotta hire his PR team because
they were like, we're gonna lean into you being a psycho.
The Gruden comeback after what happened.
Have you seen him listening to Migos?
Yeah,
he's a big Migos guy now. He's like every guy that talks to him from college goes, "You like Migos?"
Yeah,
I like Migos. We're gonna listen to Migos.
And he always asks guys for music recommendations.
Yeah,
one of the recent ones was Chris Brown. I'm like, you haven't listened to Chris Brown?
I love the fact too. He was like, "There's two people in this world: people who listen to Migos and people who don't."
He's the man.
Yeah,
he's the man who was fired for very good reason from his last NFL job. I
mean, he said we were all thinking about Goodell, right?
Oh, it's not the Goodell stuff; it's the other stuff.
I missed that.
We got to take a timeout. We'll be back 315-671-1260 if you want to call in right here on the Score 1260. If you're a fan of local craft beer, the only place you need to go is Myers Creek Brewing Company with 16 brews on tap at both the Cazenovia and Inner Harbor locations. Myers Creek has the best selection of locally brewed libations in all of Central New York. Want a nice hazy IPA? The Velvet Fog is a must-try. More of a traditional Pilsner. How about the Floatin' on By? And for you sour drinkers, the It Takes Blue to Mango. So crack open a cold one with the official beer of Outside the Box Score, Myers Creek.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chop?
You're a product of a different era.
Yeah.
I mean, this is you're borderline one of the worst people I know. And he was like, okay, come on. I'm like, no, right. I mean, you're just built for a different time. I mean, if you were born in the 60s, you would have.
Oh, you would have. People would have been real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little golf.
Adam said love him, but I don't know who he's talking about.
Gruden, maybe?
I think I said Gruden or Hayes. Now I see a video that Adam sent to me from a long time.
Jim said, has Josh ever hit an 86-yard pitch sideways? I can tell you Josh has hit an 86-yard pitch shot sideways.
Mark's also seen me hit an 86-yard pitch shot right in the hole for my first eagle.
That is true. It wasn't 86 yards. It was
100 something?
No, it was shorter.
It was shorter than that?
Yeah, it was probably 60.
Oh, okay. All I know is I drove that ball a hell of a while.
Yeah, you had a great drive. You were right in the middle of the fairway, about 60 yards, fatty, right in.
Yep.
It was a beautiful thing to see.
Never done again.
You have more eagles than I do.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any hole outs?
Yeah, I have a hole in one.
Oh, so there you go. You beat me. I mean, that's the glory.
And yeah, I've got some like hole out birdies and stuff, but
I was listening to Nothing Major, greatest tennis podcast in the world, and Stevie Johnson was talking about it the other day. He had a hole in one in a member guest he did with Sam Querrey, and
sick.
They were like, he's like, yeah, it's fine, and they're like, Stevie, how many is that for you? He's like, I think that was like my 8th, and I'm like, what? Is he also just a great golfer? He's like, yeah, I mean, this is like one of my only. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd tournament one, but I'm like. Dude just is a great golfer, too. I'm like, all right, well, top 30 tennis player and also good golfer.
Another one's Marty Fish. Marty Fish is a really good golfer.
Yeah, Marty Fish, a freak.
Yeah.
If the pressure didn't kill him, I'm sure he'd compete in those pro-ams and stuff.
Yeah.
But he just
he plays in the Lake Tahoe one every year, the American Century Championship.
Okay.
It's like a celebrity golf tournament.
How is the U.S.
He's
Open?
won it like 6 times.
How's the qualies going for U.S. Open? Isn't that happening this weekend with those guys?
Well, it goes on for like a month.
Oh,
Like
okay.
local qualifying takes place over like a month.
Oh, so there's multiple tournaments and you gain points at each one?
Well, yeah, it's like no, it's just like local qualifying's one round. If you qualify, you move on to the next round.
I got
But
you.
local qualifying takes place over a long stretch of time.
How'd your buddy do?
He's doing it in May.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get. So that thing you posted, I thought that was happening this week.
No.
I'm a fool.
Yeah, I'm caddying for him at that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Enjoy?
It's in Rochester. I
mean,
forget which
just-
club.
Country Club or Rochester?
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Josh is pondering what country club in
I mean, it
Rochester.
has to be a nice country club.
Yeah,
right?
it is, but it's not like one of the, it's not Monroe. It's
Country Club
not
of Rochester.
Yeah, it's none of those.
Where the hell is this then?
I'm gonna have to
Look it
this
up. I'm gonna kill myself here on the thing with my knife.
Because a buddy of mine who I work with, Hunter, is going to be doing U.S. Open local qualifying at this place in, I think it's in Rochester. Now that
I mean, I will
not
hurt
coming up.
myself if I. Yeah, you gotta find something here because I can't imagine it'd be at any country club not of the ones I named.
Yeah, but the thing is, it isn't.
I know. Well, they're not playing. They're not playing at Deerfield or some local muni.
No, it's.
I'd imagine
it might be a little outside of Rochester.
Oh, okay. Well, then I quit.
But
We'll
so
find it later.
my buddy Hunter is going to be doing U.S. Open qualifying, and I'm going to caddy for him, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. I've caddied once before in my life, and I had a ball. Shout out Taffy Brower, this 76-year-old spitfire of a woman that played at Bellevue. Jim is just naming golf courses in Rochester now. Greystone, no. Blue Heron, no.
Cobblestone.
No,
Cobble
not
Creek?
No.
God.
If Hunter, are you listening? Hunter,
God.
text me if you're listening. I know he checks me out on Twitter sometimes. I know he's got the day off today, except for a junior camp this afternoon. So if you're listening, text me the name of the damn country club.
I'm gonna really hurt myself. I hope you know that.
I'll figure it out during one of the breaks. Hey, we got a bot in the chat.
A
Hi,
bot?
Yeah.
Why do we have a bot?
Yeah, bots coming every once in a while.
Like a Russian bot?
Yeah, it's like best viewers on smmrun.ru at U0 capital Z capital U S capital D capital H9.
I think that means we're getting big.
Yeah, I think we are.
Start getting bots. I think that's good.
We get them every once in a while. But speaking of golf and speaking of the U.S. Open,
Sure.
One of the other majors just happened this past week. The first major, the Masters tournament, a tradition unlike any other, and in Augusta, Georgia, and the champion of the 89th Masters, finally, is Rory McIlroy.
I mean, what a great moment.
Awesome. I don't know if you felt this because I watched the final round pillar to post on Sunday. I started watching at 9 a.m. and
I watched Rory from the 5th hole on.
Okay.
So almost.
So to me, it's right there with Tiger in 19.
Yeah, it's close. It's
a very similar feeling for me. I've always been a big Rory fan. I would probably say I'm a bigger Rory fan than I ever was a Tiger fan. I always liked Tiger, but I was always more of a Phil guy growing up, mainly because we share a birthday.
That's fair.
It was just this cool thing, like, oh, me and Phil Mickelson. And he was always kind of the underdog.
He was.
But also wasn't because he has like 8 majors.
I'll tell you, I was always the Tiger guy because, I mean, through our Lightfoot, it's weird to have people be Tiger guys, I think, because when we saw Tiger, he was great. But
he still wasn't prime Tiger.
He wasn't prime Tiger, and it was allegations Tiger. Like every week when we were like getting into it, it was like the wife, the not wife, the pills, the this, the that. So it's always like there's always a reason to dislike Tiger Woods. I still loved him. I was just like, yeah.
I didn't dislike Tiger by any means.
Sure.
I still loved watching him, and I still, I still want him to get healthy, and I just want him to dominate the senior tour.
Oh, yeah.
I want him to get on the senior tour,
break all of Ernie Els' records.
Well, Bernhard Langer. Yeah, and just shove Bernhard Langer in a locker. I think that would be so great because you can take a cart. You can take a cart on the senior tour if you want to, so he doesn't have to walk. Then I'll just shoot to 12 under every day, and it'll be great. But to me, watching Rory finally win felt like watching Tiger with the comeback win in 19.
You just want to see Tiger at Enjoy too on that senior tour.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Was Tiger the leader going into Sunday in 19? Yeah, no, he chased it.
Yeah, he chased it, which makes it a little more special.
Yeah,
but Rory was the leader and then immediately doubles one.
Yes,
and it's like, oh man, it
was a lot of trickery that happened with his.
I think Jim got it.
What do you mean?
Mendon.
Okay.
I think it's Mendon, New York Country Club. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Now I won't need to hurt myself.
Yep.
So I hear what you're saying. I think Tigers is still a little bit more, but Rory getting the Grand Slam, also fantastic. Does it make it worse or better that he didn't win it the first time on 18 and I had to go to a playoff?
Worse.
Okay, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. I thought so too. I think I would have cemented
bogeying 18 to go into a playoff is real tough.
Yeah. Even if you do hit an incredible second shot on the playoff.
Yes.
Crazy.
Well, that's the thing with Rory in this final round is he hit 5 of the best shots of his life.
That shot on 15 was crazy.
The shot on 15, the shot on 17 to 2 feet, the shot in the playoff, the shot on 16 was insane. And then he hits 2 of the worst wedge shots you've ever seen in your entire life. He basically duffed a wedge shot on 13 into the water.
That's my game.
Yeah, that's our game.
Yeah.
Basically duffed a wedge shot into the creek on 13. And on 18, when it matters most, all you have to do is make par.
Yeah.
You know Rosie made a 25-footer for birdie and the place went nuts. All you have to do is make par. And he ends up in that damn bunker and misses the putt. Like, it was so frustrating as a Rory fan.
Yeah. I feel like part of me is like, I don't know if Bryson maybe let him down a little bit because I feel like Bryson being so bad on Sunday, the second half of Sunday, it kind of gave him some like ease of mind to be like, okay, I still have this, but like he didn't.
No,
he wasn't the guy, and I know he knows that Justin's still there and whatever, but like just seeing the guy you're with play so poorly, you're like, okay, I can afford to bogey this one, that one.
Also, Jim just said, are you still sure you'd win the Masters if you just played from 100 yards? I never said that. I said I would shoot 80.
Damn it, Jim.
I said I would shoot an 80, not win the Masters. I would do what Shane Lowry did on Sunday, except he did it from the back tees, and I do it from 100 yards. But
I felt confident. I will say, as I watched Sunday, Jim, I'm not even shooting under 100 from there. I understand it. I was very close.
Those greens
this
were
hate
like
was crazy.
Glass,
Put
dude.
all your hate on Mark for his 80 comments. I said I'd be terrible.
Listen,
Mark has a lot of confidence. He's very good.
I just broke 80 on Monday.
Yeah. Mark has confidence.
I ended up playing another 18 holes after my 18 holes.
After you were pissed about the first one, you were like, I played bad?
After I was pissed, I shot 42 on the back to shoot 81. I was like, all right, I'm playing again. Then I shot 79. So that felt better. With one birdie. Couldn't make a putt to save my life. That's how I know I was playing well, because I could not make a putt.
I can't make a putt ever.
But there was also something so poetic about it being Rosie in the playoff. It's 2 guys that have known each other forever. 2 guys that have played on a million Ryder Cup teams together. Friends. And you feel for Justin Rose. I've never been a Justin Rose fan per se.
Yep.
Like we talked about this last week. I'm sort of indifferent towards him. But you got to feel for him being in that spot where he's finished second twice before.
Yeah.
Once in a playoff.
He gets the call. You're coming out again. He goes, oh, Josh. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
It's like, but it had to be a guy like that, right? It wouldn't have felt right if it was Bryson, it would have felt good. But if it was Patrick Reed, who
everyone would have rooted for Rory.
It wouldn't have felt right. It didn't fit the moment of Rory winning the Masters properly. If it was a guy like Patrick Reed or even a guy like Ludwig Oberg, who's such a great player and will win multiple majors.
Sure. He plays so good at Augusta.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good ball striker.
Yeah. And I felt sorry for him on 18 because they're just rushing him.
Yeah.
And
what the hell are we doing? The guy's been top 5 in the tournament for the last 3 days. Give him a break.
Yeah.
He's having a tough day of it in this hole. Can we not rush him? I know. Everyone wants to see Rory. It'll come.
That hole cost him like $500,000.
Right. He's a young kid. They could use that cash.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
I'm defending a millionaire now?
Guy played in the Ryder Cup before he played in a major.
Screw you, Ludwig. Get out of here.
But the fact that it was Rosie, it felt so special. And I'm so happy for Rory to fight. And here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I already bet him in the PGA.
You just think now that he gets over the Masters hump, he's won the Players.
He's winning minimum 4 more majors in his career. Minimum.
He's getting to 10.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's locked in.
This is what has been holding him back for the last decade plus. I firmly believe that. Plus, the PGA's at Quail Hollow this year. Nothing against Quail Hollow as a course. There's no trees on that course. There isn't a single tree to be seen.
So
you can drive it wherever the hell you want. And so if the driver gets a little loose, like it was on Sunday, he was not driving the ball well on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
If the driver gets a little loose,
it doesn't
matter.
Didn't really drive the ball well all week.
He was first in strokes gained off the tee Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I don't think so.
He was.
No, you don't have to look that up. We'll look at the computers. He wasn't. Didn't happen.
On Saturday, he hit the ball 371 yards on one.
It was left.
It wasn't. It was right over the bunker. It was in the middle of the fairway.
Sometimes you just got to let me talk. I got a fun trivia, though, for you.
Okay.
Rose.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen this one already. Finished, like you said, 3rd time runner-up.
Yep.
At Augusta. One other golfer has finished 3 times runner-up at Augusta.
Greg Norman.
God damn. I mean, was that everywhere? Did they show it everywhere?
I don't know if they showed it everywhere, but Greg Norman,
that's a big thing.
Before being known as the CEO of LIV, famous for being a choke artist at Augusta.
Okay.
Blew 2 of those were like a 5-shot lead, and just blew it on Sunday. Rosie, another trivia question: most rounds led at Augusta without winning
by a lot.
By a lot. It was after Thursday. He was up 10-6, and then he also led after Friday. So that's 11 rounds at Augusta he's led without winning.
Keep it in mind for next year's tournament. If you can at all get Justin Rose to lead at all during the tournament, I bet you that's a bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like person to lead at some point during the weekend.
Yeah. Take that bet. Absolutely. Jim says Jack finished runner-up in majors somewhere around 19 times, which, yes, but he also won 18 of them. So,
ooh, I'm kidding.
The guy that you always go to call Jack Nicholson. And then
that's right. I'd love to see, and I know they're getting old, and I love Tom Watson being out there now to bring in the new people.
The honorary starters are great.
Fantastic.
It's one of my favorite traditions in sports.
But you know what I really like to see? Let me see where that ball goes.
Ah.
I'm always a little interested. Like, I'm sure they're not duffing it.
No, and Jax isn't going to go very far.
No, that's fine.
And Tom Watson's swing still looks good.
Tom Watson's so good.
I need to see how far Gary Player can still hit a golf ball.
Yes.
Because that guy is a medical marvel.
Isn't he in his late 80s?
He's like 93, I thought.
That's incredible. Yeah, he's a freak. He still looks good.
Gary Player. Oh, no, he's 89. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's 89. I need to see how far he can hit a golf ball.
I just want to know. I'm not. Nobody should shame these people.
Oh, absolutely.
They're ancient. I'm surprised they can even. I mean, legitimately, somebody's gonna need to put that ball in the ground for Jack next year.
Yeah, that was tough.
But I thought he was gonna snap. I mean, now what's the worst case? Obviously, he goes down to lean over using that driver, snap the driver, and then we see Jack Nicklaus fall on his head. I mean, that would just be an embarrassment on a different
scenario.
Level. Yeah, I mean, they'd
Nightmare
have to.
Scenario.
Yeah. So we don't need that. Nobody wants to see an old man die.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I agree with you. I want to see how far Gary Player hits a golf ball.
Just for my own need.
Yeah, it's just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
But congrats to Rory. Congrats to my FanDuel account after I tripled down on him on Sunday when he kept blowing up. I had to like I
again.
panicked and live bet Oberg at one point.
I remember you go. I put it on Oberg. I'm like, what?
And then I was like, no, what am I doing? And then I tripled down on Rory. Because I felt bad about myself for doing that.
Before we move on real quick with the golf betting,
yeah,
I had a friend who worked at the pizza shop with me who told me, he goes, I've been getting into golf betting this week. And I was like, you don't watch golf. And he goes, no, but I found out. He goes, did you know that you could bet the hole results, hole by hole? And I go, yes, I did. And he goes, you could parlay them? And I was like, yes. And he goes, so I've been taking guys, whether it's the par 5 or this, par, and or a birdie on one. And he goes, I've been killing it. And I'm like, yeah, that's a crazy mentality. You should not be parlaying 5 guys a hole to do. He's like, it's a par 5. They're going to do birdie or better. And I'm like, not all. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it depends on the part. If you're taking 13 at Augusta, no, I'm not going to bet that.
It was the tournament before. It was the, not the Valero. Was it?
Yeah, it was the Valero.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, dude, I've been killing it. Tommy Fleetwood drained a 20-footer for me to birdie. I made like $200. I'm like, hey, man, keep it going while you got it. Just pull them out.
Cash
pull
out.
Yeah, get out of this. This is a dangerous game.
Don't do this. Yeah. We got to take one more time out. We'll be back in just a second here on Outside the Box Score, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today.
Adam, what don't you understand?
Oh, and Pat responding to Pat said, Mark, can I seriously get a lesson next time I'm home? I need to tune up. Yeah, absolutely, pal. Anytime.
Maybe I sent him a picture of something else. Because he just sent a question mark.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. I sent him a picture. Oh, the frog. Ah, yes. Sorry. I'm drunk. I'd sent him a picture. We have a little frog taking a dump in our bathroom right opposite of the toilet.
That's fun.
So, yeah, it's a good little humor.
Yeah.
You're sitting down there. You look a little frog. He looks like a king. It's nice.
No,
I liked it.
Jim said it's pouring in Oswego.
It's raining here. Yeah.
Is it still raining out?
It was when I came in, when I was unloading the dresser into the dump. Nothing in that dumpster. I don't know if they come pick it up on Fridays, but it was empty.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And now
I've never seen anyone pick it up.
I don't know. It's just, honestly, I felt kind of bad because it's just water in it. So
Pat, go hit balls. It's officially golf season. Like I said, John, there were 120 players at Bellevue yesterday.
I gotta hit balls this week. I don't have my clubs.
Yeah, I would like to be able to hit balls on Monday, but
I gotta pull my clubs out of my
working.
My car is still in the shop.
Oh, is it?
It's dead. It's dying. It's gonna die.
The problem with NYC is there's no decent driving ranges. Same with Syracuse, dude.
Right off the rooftops.
No, that's fun.
Go up, just carry a couple clubs, put them in your pants, hide them up through the shirt, bring a couple balls in a bag, backpack.
The only reason I go to the range at all. Oh, he said the good ones are crazy expensive, like $50 a bucket. Jesus. The only reason I hit balls at all is because I work at a private golf club with a golf range. Yeah. Like, if I didn't work there, I would not hit club.
I work there too now. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna roll up one day, walk right to the green, or right to the driving range.
Not how it works.
Who's gonna stop me? I'm Mr. If someone comes out to address me, and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I go, "You're gonna call me Mr. I don't know, Warmwitz." Mr. Warmwitz. They go, what? I go, yeah, don't talk to me like that. I'm a member.
New member.
Yeah. How dare you? Give me my balls. And then I'll shame him, and I'll hit my balls. I got to get it on like a new guy, though, who doesn't know me. Something.
Or just hope I'm the only one there.
Other members are walking out. I'm in shorts and t-shirt. What the fuck is this guy doing? What?
If you showed up in a t-shirt,
Yeah.
I'd be like, Josh, you can't do this.
Mind your business, old man. I'm out here working. Yeah, I don't think I could work at a country club. I don't have that type of respect. I do, but
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're a nice guy.
yeah, but if a member's an asshole to me, I would just I wouldn't take that well.
And we're back. Outside. What? You were talking before I even said, and we're back. Outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse. What are you saying?
No. I thought I could get you on the off air before you got back on. Try and break you again.
Oh,
It was. I'll tell you off.
okay. It's an off-air sort of comment.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You do love to do that.
I do.
I think your favorite thing is when you just say something ridiculous right as I'm putting the microphone up.
Notice for those in the camera, you're getting a free little toes out of me tonight. Can they see him?
No,
Not this one.
no. Okay, now they can.
Look at my pretty little toes. Stepped in a puddle before we came in here. Shoes are drying off. You're welcome, folks. You want to see more of that? Check into the OnlyFans.
Oh, you got one of those now, huh?
That's a foot finder, but
Oh, okay. Nice. Good for you.
I would love to do something like that.
Any way to
I'll
make a
be
buck, right?
I tell you, I would do that in a heartbeat. If someone actually showed interest in my disgusting feet or something like that, anything on my disgusting body, I would gladly take all you want.
All right, I guess we know what
Reach out, hit me up.
what Josh's next source of income is going to be.
It's all about passive income. That's what I'm hearing online.
Do want to mention a couple of playing games last night for the NBA. Memphis Grizzlies beating the Dallas Mavericks 120 to 106. Nico Harrison, I believe, found dead in the parking lot after that game.
The Grizzlies ended up having to be in the play-ins. That's crazy.
Yeah, 48 and 34, and they ended up as a play-in. And the Heat beating the Atlanta Hawks in overtime, 123 to 114. Big fourth quarter for the Hawks to even push it to overtime. They had not led all game going into the fourth quarter and end up pushing that one into OT, but the Heat still take them down. I've seen some people talking that the Cavs might be on upset watch with this Heat team, and I think those people are idiots.
Yeah, those people are crazy. The Cavs are like the best team in the East.
Yeah, the Cavs are really good, and I don't think this Heat team is that good.
Heat, also some fun things. Davion Mitchell absolutely lights out last night. Shout out Baylor Bears legend, Davion Mitchell.
Sure.
And first 10 seed to make the postseason through this.
That's right. Yeah. They're the first one to advance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure our buddy Nunez is ecstatic.
Yep.
It's all about getting in. That's what we say every year. All these teams can make something happen. NHL playoffs also happening.
Yeah.
Right now.
Jim just mentioned the NHL playoffs starting. This is when I start tuning into hockey.
Sure.
Like, really. A couple of games today. Blues Jets at 6:00 on TNT. And the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Dallas Stars at 8:30, immediately following up that game.
Landeskog's back for the Avs. I mean, this Avs team, man, it's cinema. I love the Avs. Through Verb, I watch a lot of Avs games.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have a lot of incentives for goals in a lot of Avs games throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, are they a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't they just score a ton?
Yeah, I mean, their defense leaves something to be desired in some cases, but they're just a good team. The Stars are like the best team in the West. They've lost 9 in a row heading into the playoffs, I think, though. Definitely on the downward spiral. The Blues, on the opposite end of that, they went on a crazy run near the end of the season, winning 12 in a row.
Holy cow.
And then, whatever the last couple of games, but they have been hot, red hot. I got the skinny. People say the Blues tonight is the play. That's what they're saying.
Plus 165. Winnipeg minus 195 on the money line. You like them on the money line or just the puck line?
That's what the people are saying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will not be betting. I don't like betting hockey just because I don't know enough
just
about
watching.
it. Yeah, I love watching the hockey playoffs.
Playoff hockey is great.
It's incredible.
Nothing better than a playoff overtime hockey. I still think somehow their overtime system is bad. Whatever the 3-on-3 during the regular season, I hate that.
Yep.
But you can't go to overtime, like playoff full on during the regular season and kill it.
No.
First off, it's too much game. It's whatever. It's bad. It's not going to. But there's something about it in the playoffs. It just means more. It's fantastic. That golden goal style.
Jim says Game 7 OT in hockey. Nothing better.
Yep.
And I tend to agree. It's awesome. So looking forward to watching the Stanley Cup playoffs as they move forward. That's going to wrap things up for our show today. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel, 11 a.m.
John Cena WrestleMania tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it's 17th.
We'll be back next week.
Sorry.
Same time, 11 a.m. right here on the Score 1260. Peace.